Welcome back to Air Crash Chronicles. In today's video we're gonna discuss the tragic crashing of Boeing 747-100 of the Flight 800. TW-800 was Boeing 747-100 that crashed into the Atlantic Ocean near East Moriches, New York on July 17, 1996, killing all 230 people on board. The National Transportation Safety Board (NTSB) investigated the accident and concluded that the probable cause was the explosion of flammable fuel vapors in the center fuel tank, likely ignited by a short circuit. The investigation also revealed problems with the aircraft's wiring, including evidence of arcing in the fuel quantity indication system, wiring that enters the tank. The FQIS on Flight 800 was malfunctioning and the captain had noted crazy readings from the system before the crash. The FBI and New York Police Department Joint Terrorism Task Force initiated a parallel criminal investigation amid speculation of a terrorist attack, but no evidence of a criminal act was found. The NTSB's 4-year investigation led to new requirements for aircraft to prevent future fuel tank explosions. On July 17, 1996, a Boeing 747-131, known as Flight 800, crashed into the Atlantic Ocean near East Moriches, New York. The flight was scheduled from Ellinikon International Airport in Athens, Greece, to John F. Kennedy International Airport. The place had completed 16,869 flights and 93,000 hours of operation and was powered by 4 Pratt Whitney JT9D-7AH turbofan engines. The crew consisted of Captains Ralph J. Kevorkian, Captain Czech Airman Steven E. Snyder, Flight Engineer Richard G. Campbell Jr., and Flight Engineer Trainee Krick. During maintenance, the ground crew locked out the thrust reverser for engine number 3 due to technical problems with the thrust reverser sensor during the landing of TW-881. At JFK, cables for the engine number 3 thrust reverser were also replaced. During refueling, the volumetric shutoff (VSO) control was believed to have been triggered before the tanks were full, and a TWA mechanic overrode the automatic VSO by pulling the volumetric fuse and overflow circuit breaker. The flight was delayed until 8 p.m. due to a disabled piece of ground equipment and a passenger baggage mismatch. After resolving the passenger baggage issue, the flight crew prepared for departure and started engines number 1, number 2, and number 4. Engine number 3 was started 10 minutes later at 8:14 p.m. The plane taxied and took off without any issues. However, during the flight there were problems with the aircraft's wiring, including evidence of arcing in the fuel quantity indication system, wiring that enters the tank. The FQIS on Flight 800 was malfunctioning and the captain had noted crazy readings from the system before the crash. The explosion of flammable fuel vapors in the center fuel tank, likely ignited by a short circuit, caused the crash, killing all 230 people on board. NTSB investigated the accident and concluded that there were no evidence of a criminal act. Nonetheless, the FBI and New York Police Department Joint Terrorism Task Force initiated a parallel criminal investigation amid speculation of a terrorist attack. The NTSB's 4-year investigation led to new requirements for aircraft to prevent future fuel tank explosions. The crew. Flight 800, also known as TW-800, had 230 people on board, including 18 crew members and 20 off-duty employees. The crew were supposed to cover the Paris-Rome leg of the flight, while the passengers were from different countries, including the US, Italy, and France. Notable passengers including ice hockey player Michel Bristrov and fashion photographers Lawrence Harris and Rico Pullman. The flight also had students and chaperones from a high school French club. During the flight, TW-800 experienced several changes in heading and altitude before its last radio transmission at 8:30 p.m. when it was instructed to climb to 15,000 feet. The last radar signal was recorded at 831 minutes and 12 seconds p.m. Shortly after, an explosion was reported by the captain of Eastwind Airlines Flight 507, who also saw the plane go down into the water. Witnesses in the area reported seeing explosions, fireballs, and debris falling into the water. Despite immediate search and rescue efforts, no survivors were found, making it one of the deadliest aircraft accidents in the US history at the time. It was carrying 230 people, including 18 crew members and 20 off-duty employees. Most of the crew were meant to cover the Paris-Rome leg of the flight. The passengers, including 17 Americans, 1 Italian, and individuals from various other nationalities, were dead. On July 14, 2004, the families of TWA Flight 800 Association dedicated the TWA Flight 800 International Memorial Monument with the victims' names engraved on one side and an illustration on other depicting a wave releasing 230 seagulls. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video, so stay tuned. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe buttons. That's all for today's episode of Air Crash Chronicles. Join us next time as we explore another fascinating story from aviation history. Until then, stay safe and fly high.